Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Relationship Rhetoric. I'm your host, unapologetically Angela. I hope that Tuesday has treated you well. As always, I'm always so excited to come to you and dig into other people's business. It's very, very important to me that we get to know people. We tend to be on social media and we follow people and we stalk people and we just look and don't say a word and never really get to know them. And I'm going to say, side knowing this woman for a while. We've seen each other in passing. I've seen her out. She's been to events of mine. I knew that she was extremely creative, but I can't really say that I know much about her outside of the things that I see on Instagram and Facebook. And the one thing that actually motivated me to reach out to her is I love women. I love people who don't just use their career as their avenue to pursue happiness. And every time I turn around, she's doing something else. She's playing in makeup. She's writing books. She's decorating and doing something creative in the classroom. It's always something. And that is what makes life exciting. You go with the change, you evolve, you get better every day so that every day you're working toward finding what is blissful for you. So when I reached out to her and she agreed, and then to find out that she's on a social media fast. So please forgive us for allowing her this small moment, but I think this is worthy because I want her to speak about her life, speak about her upcoming projects so that we can all support her and support what she is doing, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Alicia McGee. Man, this face. Your makeup is amazing. And so I know you did your own face.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. Took
Absolutely.
me
Okay.
about 30 minutes. Yeah, I did it.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Because, that was one of the things why I didn't really like getting my face done. I would be sitting in somebody's chair for 2 hours.
Now, don't get me wrong. Doing somebody else's makeup, I'm getting better with timing, but my own is easy peasy for me. But
Okay.
somebody else that may be a little
Okay.
true, just a little bit.
Okay. I get that because it's a new canvas and you're
Right, it's
familiar
a
with
different
your face.
canvas.
I
Hmm.
got you. I got you. Okay. So let's just start from the beginning. Are you a native Memphian?
I am a native Memphian.
You
Whoop, whoop.
are. Okay.
I
Okay. Very nice.
am.
What part of Memphis?
Whitehaven. I am from
Wow.
Whitehaven. Yeah.
Okay, okay, the Haven, the Haven. So give us a
Hmm.
little background on your upbringing, your family, your belief system.
Ooh, background on me. So I am the youngest sibling of 10. I am a twin. Um, Grew up real skinny, real shy, not very popular. Band geek, girl that just liked to write, liked to read. Love school. I was a real geek growing up. A real geek, real skinny. Like I said, not very popular, but I can sing, I can play an instrument. So I've been a creative all my life as long as I can remember. I love all things music, all things art, all things that sparkle. I'm a whole girl.
Yes,
So
homegirl.
yeah, went on to college, graduated from Lane College, became an AKA, blossomed out a little bit, and the now me, divorced, 2 kids. I'm a teacher by day, writer by night, makeup artist by the weekend. That's just life. That's
I
it.
love that. What instrument do you play?
I can play the flute and the piccolo.
Oh, nice. Okay, very cool. Very cool. So you're an educator. So I got to give shouts out to our educators because we
Thank
are in this
you.
thing. We are in here. So at what point did you realize that being an educator was what you wanted to do with your career?
It was actually when I was a little girl. I grew up, like I said, I was a nerd, a whole nerd. So I grew up wanting to teach, wanting
Mhm.
to get other people to see the love for books. I have a real love for books and reading. And I just feel like there were so many people I knew that didn't share the same thing. So why not teach them?
Mm.
Although I had the dream as a little girl, graduated from college with a degree, I didn't start till maybe a year ago. This is my second year teaching. And
Really?
yes, and I feel like what took me so long is the question everybody asks, but the health of my children is what took me so long. So now that my babies are healthy and I can do what I desire to do, then I love it. I wish I had started years ago, but the health of my babies was way more important than a career then.
Okay, so let's tap into that a little bit. So, what was going on that you were unable to actually dive into your career?
I I have two children. Both of them were what I call micro preemies, or what they call micro preemies. Both of them born 23 weeks, 27 weeks,
Oh,
multiple surgeries, long stays in the hospital. And even after their hospital stays, long journey to getting healthy and staying healthy. So, had my son 2010, went through the battle with him first, then got married. So married life and my son were, my priority then. And then came my daughter, another preemie. Then life after preemie for her, it was a bit rougher with her because she did endure a lot during her hospital stay. So once I got everything with her situated, um, went through a divorce,
yeah.
and I just decided it was time to live for me and do the things that I wanted to do, those things that made me happy. And I dived in head first. And like I said, I wished I had have done it years ago, but my babies were definitely more important.
Okay, okay. So, I am also a mother of a micro preemie child, so I
Mhm.
understand. What did you learn about yourself going through that process of, watching your children have to endure like that?
I learned the most about myself that I am more stronger than I thought I was.
Mhm.
Um, I definitely learned my own strength during both of those times, not having to not having the right person to depend on. My son, I did it not by myself, but without the help of his father for a while. It was just me, my mom, my siblings, that type of thing. So really going through that as the sole parent really taught me my own strength. And then to have to do it again, um, my own strength and my own faith. I learned a lot about what I believed in, who really was my helper at the time,
Mhm.
even my
Mhm.
mental helper, my physical helper. So yeah, I learned a lot about my own strength and my own beliefs during those times.
So, looking at your children now, what do you see? What is unique? Because I know they are. I
They
know they
are
are.
two total bipolar opposites. My son is a
Um,
Taurus like me. He's really chill, real introverted. My daughter, on the other hand, is the superstar. She's all girl, glamorous, sassy, spicy, smart, really, really smart. So one has the Taurus side of me, and the other one has the creative performer side of me. So whew, two bipolar opposites.
and I was just going to say, you're an introvert. I would have never guessed it.
Believe it or not, I love being by myself. Shh, don't tell
Yeah.
nobody. I will sneak away
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
close my door, close my curtains, and not answer my phone in a heartbeat. I believe in self time. So, yes, I would crawl on my couch and sleep for days if I could. I am an introvert.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about the naked canvas.
Ooh.
Was your discovery of makeup when you were younger as well, or when did that come along?
No, believe it or not, I used to be a majorette in college. And they're probably going to kill me for this, but back then I didn't wear makeup and I hated it. I hated it so much. I was not a fan. But when we had to wear it, we had to wear it. And I feel like of course, back then is not what it is now. But if I'm gonna wear it, I wear it right, and that's where my love for it came from. Just being able to, I hate to say transform because I'm still myself, but being able to put this glam on and really be that outgoing, sparkly person I am, because I'm not shy, but I'm really an introvert. So it pulls something out of me that normally isn't out of me. So I gained the love of it in college where we had to wear it. But then my adult life, we like to spruce ourselves up, and
Right.
I I wasn't doing other people's makeup at first. My boob trying to pop out. Sorry. I wasn't doing other people's makeup at first, but then people kept asking. And that's how the naked canvas came about. People kept asking. And even now you don't really see me advertise a lot because again, I'm a educator by day, a writer by night, but it is a joy to help women feel their prettiest, and see them transform when they're feeling themselves, and it's because I made them feel good. So
Yeah.
I absolutely enjoy it.
So that was going to be my next question. Were you nervous about actually doing other people's faces? Because you mentioned it's easier to do your own face, but being on someone else's face, you were?
Of
Okay.
course. It's just
Okay.
like doing hair. You could do makeup a million ways. There's a million looks you could go for, just like hair, a million. You've seen me transform my hair 50 million
Mhm.
times. And when you're doing it to someone else, they're picky about their skin just like I am. I'm a fan of skincare. And you don't want to make them feel ugly. You don't want to mess things up. So I'm always nervous. No matter what I know I'm capable of doing, for some people, it's just not what they consider the right thing. So I'm always nervous.
Okay. So
Always.
who was your first client?
Oh, who was my first client? I want to say my first client was my sister, my twin sister. I want to say she doesn't do makeup, period, but she was getting ready for something. I want to say it was a graduation,
How
maybe.
long ago was this?
Ooh, it's been a while.
Okay.
I want to say it was my sister, and I could be wrong, but I want to say it was my sister. That's what I want to say. I'm gonna
Okay.
stick there because I don't want to be saying wrong name,
Well,
but I think I'm right. I think it
somebody
was
gonna
my
tell
twin
you.
sister. Yeah, they
Somebody
are,
gonna
and I
say,
wish
you know
somebody
what?
would say, it was me. Tell me, because I think I'm right, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about now. This is your second year of teaching.
Mm-hmm.
So you had your first year. So are you saying your first year was the year when we shut down and had to leave for COVID?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes,
Bless
ma'am.
your heart. Wow.
Yes, ma'am. And it was a doozy because I missed those kids so much. And I still get phone calls from some of my first babies, which I love that they keep up with me. I can keep up with them. But
Mhm.
they were my other children. I tell everybody I had 18 kids because those 16 babies, they taught me a lot about myself too. So I
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
loved. Although we shut down, right at the end of my first year, the experiences I got from my first year really taught me I was built for this.
Yes. And that's what I tell most new teachers that come in. You will know,
Hmm.
honestly, in the first 6 months whether you are built to
Hmm.
be a teacher. So that's good to hear. I love that. I love that. What grade?
My first year was first grade. Now I teach kindergarten. I think I'm stuck. I
Ooh.
love the
Yes.
babies. So
Yes.
I think if you can grab them early,
Yes.
grab them while they're fresh, while they're eager to
Yes.
learn, you will keep
Yes.
them wanting to learn going further. So
Uh,
I love the little people. I think I'm staying with little people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I'm a little people person. That's what I teach as well.
Yes,
So
I
that
love
is
the little
nice.
people.
I love that. I love that. So let's talk about, because I know you said you love school and you said you were a geek. Let's talk about
Hmm.
writing.
Oh, okay.
So the book that you have is this your first jab at writing?
It's not my first jab at writing, but it is my first jab at selling the book.
Ah, okay. Okay.
It was the one I felt worthy of putting on the shelves for everybody to get to see the other side of me, my other brain, as I call it.
Okay. So the other books that you have written just for you, so to speak, are they all
Hmm.
erotic?
A lot of it is poetry. I'm a lover of poetry. So a lot of it is poetry. And that's my next goal. My next goal is to really sift through those poems to see what I feel are worthy enough for an actual EP. So
Oh,
my love for
nice.
poetry. I know. I think spoken word is better heard than read because they
Yeah.
can hear how you feel better than read and make their own interpretations of it. So
Mhm.
EP is next on my list of. I'm still gonna put it in the book form for those that are like me that love to have a physical book. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think the EP would be much better. But a lot of it is poetry. I wrote other things, but that's not where my heart was. I was really writing those things because people asked me to.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So, in the process of you doing the additional writing, I have to go
Hmm.
back to, because again, we have a lot in common. I'm a
Hmm.
divorcee as well, and I know that I poured a lot of those emotions, a lot of that on pen and paper. So,
Hmm.
was it therapeutic for you, or was it something that just never stopped during that transition?
I tell people all the time, writing saved me going through my divorce. Whew, it's been a doozy, and that's a nice word to use. Hurt people. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
say I didn't do any hurting, but I will say hurt people. And during that time, there was a lot of hurt, a lot of lashing out. In my writing, you definitely saw it in my writing. I'm proud of those things because when I look back and read those things, I definitely see the growth in the woman in myself. So I wouldn't take those writing moments, that anger writing, the hurt writing, the tear filled pages. I definitely wouldn't take it for granted. They definitely saved my life because that gave me an outlet.
Right.
It gave me an outlet to release on paper versus releasing and hurting further. Does it make sense?
Yes,
So
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, writing definitely saved my life during that moment where it was either do something crazy or remember your children. And I remember my children
Mhm.
through writing.
Mm, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Do you remember, because I remember mine, do you remember the moment when you took a breath and felt like, I'm over this?
Believe it or not, it was while I was in the house with my ex husband. I had a moment one day. We had an argument, as you know, most failed marriages do, have an argument. And I remember looking at my daughter's face and saying, excuse my French on social media, this shit is not worth it. And it was in that moment I was like, okay, we need a plan because my babies and I deserve much better than this. Some women say, oh, I'm staying for the kids. Oh, I gotta do it for the kids. No, we have to do different for the kids so they can see
Right.
different.
That's
And
right.
I looked at my baby one day, sitting frustrated, crying, tears streaming down my face, down my cheeks, and I just was like, "Yeah, this shit is just not it." So, yeah, my daughter, believe it or not, gave me that moment because the look in her face after that argument that day was just like, "No, mama, mm-mm, that's not you, no." And it's like as
Mm,
if she was talking to me and couldn't say a word.
wow.
And I knew then this it's time to go. And it wasn't shortly after I was like, yeah, just pack your kids up and go. And that's exactly what I did. I left everything there and went on my merry way.
You know what I'm noticing about a lot of the conversations that I have with people, when you get to that point where you're fed up, people will leave behind everything.
Everything.
Clothes, furniture, everything just to break free. And that's when you
Just to
know at a
get that
certain point.
freedom. That's when you
Yeah,
know you're done. Yeah.
yeah.
I had that moment, and I literally and just having a transparent moment. I was out of town celebrating, and in that weekend where I'm supposed to be celebrating something major, my mind wasn't even there. And I was like, Alicia, what are you doing? You going back home, are you going back home to the same thing? Or are you going back home to better yourself and better the situation? And my mind said, I'm going back home to better the situation. But then my mind also said, okay, Alicia, what is better? Is better staying, or is better getting the hell on down? And I chose to get the hell on down. I literally got back in the city, walked in the house, got some things for my children, not even for myself, and I went on about my business and never looked back.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. So how long do you think it took you to get over just the hump of it's over?
Ooh, this is now going on year 4. So to say that I was just like, oh, okay. Actually, it's when we filed for divorce because we were separated for some time, and he was really fighting.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say he didn't fight. He fought for his family, but I fought for my sanity, and I was just like, I deserve better. My children deserve better, and my peace of mind was worth way more than my peace of mind, and being whole for my kids was worth more than going back. So I decided, yeah, let's just go and push these papers because this is just not working. So when he actually filed, um, that's when I had a moment.
Mhm. Okay. 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 And so I know I paid attention to my children and my children's behavior. Once
Mhm.
it was just me and them. Did you notice a change in behavior in them at all?
Um, my children have always been really happy.
Mm,
Children. I don't, because of my spirit, I don't like to do or say a lot of things around them, although I know they're not stupid and they hear a lot of things. But for the most part, I think they were pretty okay once I got them back in an environment where they could just woo out with me.
mhm.
Um, I think that they were still okay. I tried to keep them happy, and again, knowing that seeing one thing and believing is another. I believe that they were still happy children. I don't think, because they were still young too. I don't think I let too much be seen by them, so they didn't really have a bad taste. Like my daughter is still crazy about her father, and I'll never change it.
Absolutely.
He's
Absolutely.
Superman to her, and he gonna be Superman to her until she thinks different.
Praise
My
God.
son, the same thing for my son. So they'll never hear me speak of anything other than he's a great guy.
That's right. That's right. So during that transition and being a creative, did you ever find a slump where you couldn't create or you felt blocked?
Of course, I have. I have been working on this book for years. Let me tell you, for years, and I mean, before my daughter was born, years, and my daughter's 5 now, and going through that transition in my marriage, I was deadlocked. I couldn't think of anything worth putting in that book. So I just stopped writing. I went through another phase where um you probably can attest to this, where we go through that why wasn't I worthy enough phase.
Mhm.
So I went through
Mhm.
that phase, and I didn't
Mhm.
write for a long time because my mind, this shirt in my is just trying to give too much. In my mind, I was really soul searching. So in the moment of soul searching, I literally made myself put pen and paper down just to clear my mind, clear my heart, clear my spirit, because I didn't want that bleeding in the book. So
Mm,
yeah, I definitely had moments where I couldn't think of anything, and moments where I just told myself, no, you're not writing, because I didn't want that spirit in the book.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So the day comes, the pen starts to touch the paper, and the book is being born. How are you feeling?
I am so excited for people to really see the naked rose. I'm excited for them to experience the after five Alicia. Not many people see me in that element. I try to always be a lady, and not that that side of me is not a lady, but that side of me, I really want. I think people will enjoy it. Married people, really is marriages are my target, because I
Yeah,
feel like intimacy in a marriage is so important. So
absolutely.
important. The idea from the book was when I was trying to spice up things in my own marriage. So I think it's important because people think it's financial, but intimacy and connection is everything in a marriage. And I'm not just talking about physical sex, but the emotional connection, the physical connection, of course, but definitely that heart to heart connection, that soul to soul, spirit to spirit is so important. Some people miss out on the sensuality and sexuality of it. So I'm just excited for people to really get to dive into my brain,
Yeah.
so to speak.
And I really love that it is focused on marriage. I know these days that is so taboo in the world, and people
Mhm.
speak against it or saying that it's old fashioned and so forth and so on. But, think about people's parents and think about how they grew up so long ago. Marriages were lasting 20. My parents were married 44
Mhm.
years, and I know that I'm not built I'm not built like that anymore. But
At
that does not
all.
mean that I don't value what marriage
Mhm.
is.
And
So that's
even
beautiful.
in my marriage, I felt like, and even now, as a divorced woman, I desire pure intimacy. It doesn't always have to be a physical thing. And I think that's what a lot of marriages lack. Yes, the physical is good. And in a marriage, the physical is needed. But the intimacy, that pure connection without even have to touch you, is what some
Correct.
marriages lack. And
Correct.
I'm a Christian woman. The Bible says you just should do things with your husband, and people should do them, and they they are not doing them. And I
Yeah.
just feel like, some people need a little push to do
Yes.
some intimate
Yes.
things. So
Absolutely.
in comes the naked book. I think it will help some intimate downfalls in some marriages.
Okay. Okay. So what is your favorite part of the book?
My favorite part of the book.
So before I do that, give me a synopsis. It's not a book of poetry. Is it a book of instructions? Is it a book of advice?
It's a
Is
book
it a
of
story?
straight short stories. It's
Oh, nice.
probably, yes, it's probably
Nice.
about 30 short stories, and I mean scenarios of all kinds. It's not just stuck to one type of, scenario. There are scenarios of all kind. I used to get, what do you call them? I used to uh, get clues and stuff from just watching people.
Yeah.
I'm a people watcher. I could
Yeah.
sit down and watch people all day because I like to see how they tick, what make them smile. I be wondering, oh, they looking at their phone. I wonder what somebody said, or
Right.
they look sad. I wonder, are they having a bad day? And so I
Right.
connect with people in that manner. So I could see simple things like going to the gym, working out. That's a story. And I wrote a story about working out in the gym. That's how people connect.
Mhm.
Um, Pastor and wife story is my favorite story. Believe it or not, I wrote a story about a pastor and a first lady because they need that intimacy too. And I
Absolutely.
think
Absolutely.
pastors and first ladies really need it because Pastors rip and run, rip and run, rip and run, rip and run, always for other people, but what are you pouring into your wife?
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's my
Correct.
favorite story in the book. It's called The Pastor's Suite. And I think if I had to choose, that would be my favorite.
Okay. Okay. So there's a book signing coming up.
Yay, it is. Shh, guess what? I got a secret. The people don't know it yet, but I'm going to tell it on here first. Oh,
I
it's
like it.
May 30th.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
My
Yes.
book
Yes.
signing is May 30th, and I can't wait to put it in
Yes.
people's hands. I'm excited, nervous, jittery, and all in one ball. But I think it's going to be really, really good.
We don't think, we know it is going to be really, really good.
Oh, thank you.
And so, what's the name of the book?
The name of the book is Naked, an erotic anthology of short stories.
An erotic anthology of short stories. I like how that rolls off the tongue. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all
It
right.
took
That's
me
very
2 years to come up with it.
nice. Listen, as long as it has come, as long
Hmm.
as it has come, no worries. So the book will not go on sale until after the book signing?
The book will be in hand and on sale May 30th.
In hand and on sale May 30th. May
I
30th.
like I said, I have a love of actual books in my hand. So if
Mm-hmm.
I know there are a lot of readers like me that want it in
Yes,
hand, and there's some that new age technology they could buy to read it on their phone, on their Kindles, on tablets. But I like physical books, so I have physical books, and they'll be on sale on Amazon and Kindle.
okay. Absolutely. Well, I am so excited. I thought it was necessary that you get the opportunity to share that with the people. I'm
Thank you.
hoping that once we can and you're willing to advertise, that I would get the flyer, I would get a cover of the book so that I can post it on Relationship Rhetoric, because I've had contact with a lot of married couples that I'm sure would love to have
Yes.
that book in their hand. So whenever
I will
you
make
get it,
sure to send it to you as soon as I get it in my hand. It's
get it to
the
me.
book cover is done, but I just been waiting to get the what do you call it, the first copy, just so I can make sure it's what I'm paying
Absolutely.
good money for. So I want
Absolutely.
to make sure it's good product for people before I just say, yep, give me 100 copies. So
Hmm.
once I get
Hmm.
that and get the flyer and everything, I promise to send it to you.
Okay, will do. I'm here to support. That is what I do.
Thank
And
you.
I am, again, I'm really proud of you, sis. I'm really proud of, and one of the reasons that I'm more so proud is because, again, I'm an educator, and it is a very thin line to be an educator and be someone who's willing to actually be there, like you said, your after five self.
Hmm.
Because so
A
many
lot
people
of
put a,
teachers are afraid. They
yes,
feel like, oh, I teach
there's a
kids, I
moral
can't
code
show
to it.
this stuff.
Yeah,
But my
yeah,
thing is, at the end of the day, you're grown and human.
absolutely,
And teaching is life. Don't get me wrong, teaching is life, but there is life once the school books close. So then what do we have? And I just really wanted something for my children to have. If I stop teaching tomorrow, what have I built for my children? And
absolutely,
that's my heart
absolutely.
behind it.
Absolutely. That's it. That's it right there. A
Hmm.
legacy. A
Hmm.
legacy. Beautifully said. Alicia, thank you so much for sharing and opening
Thank
up.
you for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tell your pastor I apologize.
It'll be fine, trust me. It was for a good cause, not
Yes,
just to just be on here talking and
that's
chatting.
right. That's right. That's right. Well, thank you so much. Please, please, please get that information to me. How can they follow you so that they can get information about the book signing on the 30th?
um, as always, follow me on Facebook, Alicia Jacinta, Jacinta, or on Instagram, The Naked Canvas.
Absolutely. Look for them fabulous photos, y'all, because she was killing it. Killing it. And
Thank
those
you.
same social media handles for makeup as well.
Yes, definitely could reach out on Facebook or IG. You can inbox me on either one, and I am pretty good at getting back to you. If you're not reaching out to me while I'm teaching, then I have to catch you after school.
Because teaching is life. That's
It
our
is.
reality. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, very good. Sis, I wish you so much success on
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank
your
you.
makeup business. What do they call makeup artists now? They're not, are they called makeup artists? What do they call?
Yeah. They're called makeup artists.
Okay.
Some call themselves creatives.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, some call themselves estheticians, but makeup
Yes.
artists
Yes.
is okay.
Okay. Well, I wish you much success on your makeup
Thank you.
artistry, your book, and everything else that you have going on in your life.
Thank
And
you.
I hope to see you doing bigger and better. I'm waiting on the next
Me
publication.
too. Me too. I think the poetry part is going to be really good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that part.
Yeah. 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 And hook me up because one of my dreams in life is to do voiceover work.
Say
That's
less. I'm
that's
calling you.
that's my next thing. That's my next thing. So
I'm
listen, I'm here
calling
for you.
you.
I'm here for you. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank you
wonderful
for
week
having me. You
and
too.
share so that we can get people to fill that room up on May 30th.
Yes, ma'am. Will do.
All right. Love you. Take it easy.
Love you too. You too.
Guys, you really never know how much you have in common with people until you have a conversation. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with sitting down, having a conversation with someone, like she said, sharing a connection. Those things, not even just in marriage, but just in any type of relationships, cousins, sisters, friends, people that you have a connection with, that relationship is priceless. So value those things. Also, never be afraid to jump out there. If you are creative and something that you do causes a spark in you, that means that it was embedded in you by God and it was meant to be nurtured. So whatever that is, dig deep, take a leap, and you have no idea. This young lady now has a makeup business and is beautiful and has, even though she may not do a lot of advertisement, the people that you have seen have walked away excited. She's now published a book and about to go on her next journey. What is it that you are not doing that you know that you should be? Take that step. Again, I say this all the time. If COVID didn't teach us anything, we don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time to play. We don't have a lot of time to do this nitpick planning. Come up with a plan and go and see what happens. Take a leap. So I hope that I will see you on next Tuesday. And what she didn't know, and I guess I will say, um, I published a children's book. So stay tuned for more information about that. But listen, don't y'all sleep on these educators here in the city. We are out here doing things and changing the game. Please do not let your 9 to 5 prevent you from shooting for the stars. Peace, love, and who knows what's next. I love you, and I'll see you next Tuesday.